Blog Talk Radio.
You're listening to RVD Radio.
Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Contaminator! Contaminator! Man assassinator! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Again, got straight to your brain! Straight to your skull crack! You get down to straight to your brain! Straight to your skull crack! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! I will fly high! 5-star broad splat! You can't stop me! 5-star broad splat! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! It's all about the yin and the yang! The balance of power and the zen! You can't stop the yin and the yang! The balance of power and the zen! Drop it down! The whole fucking show! Drop it down! The whole fucking show! I will levitate! Flip, kick you in the yam! I will decimate! You can prepare for! Drop it down! The whole fucking show! 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 Drop it down! The whole fucking show!
Happy February 9th, 2011, everybody. You are listening to RVD Radio again, like the creepy voice said at the beginning, and I am your host, Rob Van Dam. Fuck yeah, it's been a minute, right? It's been a while since we've done these shows, and I gotta tell you, I'm impressed with the people that come up to me and tell me how much they like my show, and they count on it, you know? Like, I do it so irregularly that they can't really know when to tune in. They like doing the podcast, which I'm understanding more and more because I'm a big fan of talk radio myself, and there's no talk radio anywhere here in LA on free radio. And I got the Sirius radio, and now that Bubba the Love Sponge isn't on there, I didn't realize how much of that, the time that I spent listening was to him. But there's Howard, and then that's it. There's Howard, which, you know, I always hope that Howard's on now when I turn on the Sirius radio. Didn't used to like him, but he really grew on me, and I look forward to that over music. Somebody's calling in. This always fucking happens. Second ring? Oh, someone got it. It's not going to ring again. All right. Anyway, there's the wrap-up show, which, come on, that's really lame. There's sports talk, which I'm not into. So now I don't even know if I'm going to keep my subscription to Sirius Radio anymore. And there's all these podcasts. Everyone's saying that's the way to go. You fucking download it on your phone, listen to it whenever. So I need help understanding that, wrapping my head around that. But I'm getting there. People were telling me they were doing that with RVD Radio, and I looked on the Blog Talk website page, and holy crap, they're right. There's like all these episodes we've done, and they're available. So that's really awesome. So let's do some more episodes. We're back. We had a big break, and we're back. Nikki Starr, very exciting. Wait, podcasts are what you have. Oh, people subscribe via. Hey, get on the phone, Nikki Starr. She's texting me right now, and Nikki.
You're cranking me up.
Welcome back, Nikki Starr. What do you mean? So people are only listening to podcasts? That's what this is?
No, okay. So check this out. You have one of the #1 shows on Blog Talk Radio because people subscribe to you via iTunes, and so it just pushes to them automatically. And podcasts are huge. They're huge. I mean, that's how everybody listens to everything now.
I know, but you know how, if you want to hear how, I don't know, let's just say, and I don't want to use that word, let's just say how not up to times I am. If you look at my iPhone, I have like 2 apps, and they're both apps that Sonia got for me. So I know most people love the iPhones because there's so many cool apps out there, but I've never even gotten into that, and I don't listen to music on my phone. So there's like the Black Eyed Peas are on there and Cushionator, and I don't even listen to it. For some reason, after I'm talking on the phone on my car, when I turn the phone off, the music comes on automatically, and that pisses me off. But so I gotta catch up, and I know that there's talks. I know Bubba the Love Sponge supposedly puts out a podcast, and
well,
I don't know if my subscription to Sirius Radio carries over to that, or if I should cancel my Sirius Radio podcast. I don't know.
You know what you can do is I'll send you an email, all right, that will show you where you can get your favorite podcast. Now, I don't think Howard Stern does podcasts, but there's a ton of talk radio that does.
No, he does. He actually has been plugging that on his show, and he's been going everywhere. Nice. He's on Letterman, everywhere plugging the new Sirius app. And so, anyway, welcome back, Nikki Starr.
Thank you so much. I missed you so much, and it has been about 4 months. It's just too long.
That's quite a break, huh?
Yeah, I didn't like it. Not one bit.
Well, I was gone for the entire month of January, as I knew I would be. We just to run it down real quick to everybody, we left the Van Dams, because Sonia did the whole thing with me. We left the day after Christmas and went to Hawaii for 5 days, went to Japan over New Year's Eve. From there for 5 days, I wrestled January 4th, and then back to LA for a couple of days, then to Florida, and then off to, we went to Amsterdam, actually back to California, Amsterdam, England, Ireland, Scotland, Germany, and France, and then, a couple more trips from Florida, and so I'm just like on my downtime from that trip. A lot of the guys seem worn out, but I got to tell you, after doing WWE's intense, really long, brutal trips where everybody is nervous because they're afraid they're going to say the wrong thing with the wrong stooge on the bus and cost them, their job or some heat, this was a breeze. And I had a great time. It was awesome overseas, man. The people in the UK, they like the TNA better than the people in the States. That's a big part of our fan base. It beats WWE on the TV ratings. They pack the fucking arenas. Oh, it was awesome. It was
you must
awesome.
love it there.
Loved it. It was really cool. So I'm back, and we're on a schedule now, and back to routine as far as TNA goes. As far as RVD Radio goes, let's roll on and see what happens.
All right, let's do it.
All right, cool.
Matt Denton was at the last show of your tour. Went to the last show of the tour.
Are you serious?
How cool was that? That's what he just said.
Oh, he was at the Wembley Arena. Just, a lot of people have the wrong idea, and they think TNA just does little high schools or something. We were at the fucking Wembley Arena, the big arena of London, and what a turnout. And it was great. And I didn't know Matt Denton was there, but that's good to know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We've had a lot of stuff happen since the last show. 4 months was a fucking long time ago. Can't cover it all, but yeah, we were They closed down all the Vegas dispensaries, all the marijuana dispensaries. By the way, this is disturbing.
You're kidding.
No, they went and they shut them all down. And what's really disturbing, I was reading about it in the paper. They have a headshot of this guy, John Bermley, and not only did they close his shop down, but they kept him in jail, and they said that he should stay in jail because he has 18 prior arrests for panhandling, right? And so you only see his head, you don't get the full story, and weapons charges, too. And I'm not a fan of guns, but I know this guy, and I've been into his shop in Vegas, and he's been down at a Cushionator shop at Venice Beach. And this guy is like, he's one of those cripple guys. As Jingles puts it, he's got T-Rex arms, just the little hands that come out. And he's got, like, his legs look like they're on backwards, and he's real short, and he walks with crutches that are, like, strapped to his arms. And this motherfucker was panhandling, so the fuck what? I mean, what's he going to do, get a job, fucking changing your oil? And then he went from begging on the street to owning his own business and shit, and they want to treat him like a criminal. And he had a gun, I mean, he's in no condition to fight off someone that wants to give him a hard time. And he's in a store selling marijuana, so I'm not a fan of guns, but if somebody deserves to have a weapon, that motherfucker should somehow be prepared. So they throw him in jail. They just give you a headshot. They don't tell you all that. They make him sound like a piece of shit. That's what they do, like a piece of shit. Like he's just, got all these prior arrests, so we're going to keep him in jail. That's knowing information, being able to read between the lines, because that's how they give it to you. It's pretty upsetting. John Bermley in Vegas. I don't know. Yeah, I've got to find out if he's still in there or what. But they shut them all down. They got a really conservative house there, which is really crazy because recently, like in 2008, they voted to legalize marijuana, and they voted 44% in favor, and then they went bam, everyone went conservative, and they went just the opposite way, and it's like nowhere near the ballots now. Crazy. A lot of changes.
So they overturned it after it was already approved.
No. There were 44% isn't enough to approve it. That's just like here in California, we recently had 46% in favor, and everybody thinks, well, in 2012 it'll go through because we'll fix some things that people didn't like about the wordings. We'll get on it harder earlier. So they also thought the same thing in Vegas. 44% voted in favor, and boom, next time. In 2 years or whatever, sure it's going to go through, but what happened was they went the opposite way. Like everybody, all the Republicans took seats, I guess, and it just, they hate it. They hate medical marijuana. They wouldn't even think about legalizing recreational use, and it's in a really bad position right now. So the media should probably be covering this pretty soon and putting some attention on it. So if this happens to be your first time listening to RVD Radio, by the way, you know what? This is something I'm just going to address. I get a lot of people that think that they're experts on what a role model should be, and you choose your role models based on your own standards. That's the way that it works. If you think that somebody is not a good model for you to roll after, or your children to roll themselves after, then that person is not a good role model, plain and simple. So many people like to email and leave messages on my boards and stuff about a role model, talking about marijuana and this and that. On RVD Radio, you're going to hear me talking about pot, and but with good taste, you're going to hear me talking. You're going to hear me using adult language because I am an adult, and I'm a real person. If you think in your world that a wrestler, in the ring wrestling, is something that is a position where your kid is going to be attracted and you like that, fine. If you let your kid follow that wrestler out of the ring to other avenues of entertainment, that's on you. And I don't think I'm bad for a kid anyway. Having said that,
I don't think so either.
Having said that, Nikki Starr, tonight's Valentine special, we're going to talk.
God help me. Oh, okay.
The power of the pussy. That's what we're calling it. Talking talking about the sex drive, it's something to take note of. Valentine's is coming up, so we're kind of attaching the subject to that. And the thought for the show is, how many aspects are there of just everyday life that are in our faith that are derivatives of that sex drive, that desire to appeal to the opposite sex? Homos adjust accordingly. Don't make me say it every time. Same sex for you. But so many things. I mean, hit the grocery store and just look at, like, every magazine cover has some hot chick on it. I don't care if it's a fitness magazine or if it's a magazine for women, for cooking, or for what. They have these sexy model, like, beautiful women or actresses, whatever, on the covers of the magazines. And that's because sex sells. You're gonna want to buy. You're gonna be attracted towards it. It's in our wiring. By the way, it's not just humans. It's all creatures. How hard is it to breed your dog? You put your male dog in a cage with a female dog, they're gonna fuck.
Well, yeah.
All creatures have that drive. It's what carries life forward. You know, the whole reproductive process, and with us, with people, it's weird to me how certain aspects of it we're supposed to be ashamed of and hide, feel bad about, and then other ones are way out in the open. And some of the factors that are out in the open we don't even acknowledge, you know. So I just want to talk about a lot of stuff like that, you know. And it's not necessarily about trying to hit it. It's just the fact of us being persuaded by that drive. So many things. You know, I mean, if I'm flipping through the channel, you know, and then bam, I see, like, girls in swimsuits, it's going to register to me. It's going to stand out as one of the things that I might want to stop on or record in my mind. I'm taking a snapshot of that. That was something I enjoyed seeing. I can't help it. That's just the way that I am. I think that all people are like that, and we use that. We use that in business. You know, you go out to the nightclubs, and ladies get it free. Why do you suppose that is? Why do you suppose you have ladies night? That's because the ladies that come in are going to draw the guys. The guys are going out to meet the ladies. And so that's just plain and simple. Everybody knows that's 101, run a fucking bar business, and it makes sense. And it works. It's a fucking good formula. If you can get something to get the ladies in, then the guys come. By the way, a certain wrestling organization has been reportedly paying good-looking girls to sit in the front row of their TV tapings. And I know this to be true. I don't know if it's something I should be exposing to people that may not realize this, but it's the same thing. That's why you do it. Way back in 92, when I wrestled for WCW, we did that shit back then. They would pay models to sit in the crowd, and then they think yes, they're doing it again now, and it's so that, you know, you watch it and you think, hey, wow, you know, look who hangs out at those shows, man. We should go to some shows, man. Let's get tickets. How do we get tickets and show up next week? And it's just like the bar scene, and I think that carries over into a lot of different aspects of life. You know, I mean, if you're trying to sell a TV show on a commercial and you choose to show tits and ass, guess what? That's a really popular avenue to go. It's got a pretty high success rate of drawing attention to it. You know, if you're trying to sell a book, a romance novel to women, what the fuck's on the cover? It's usually like a sexy drawing, whether it's a girl and a guy or a guy holding a girl romantically from behind, you know, whatever it is that gets women's attention. Are you feeling me, Nikita?
Oh, yeah. You know what's interesting is that I have a friend that went to the Tonight Show. He got tickets and went to the Tonight Show, and they put people, they actually have your first row, your second row, your third row, your fourth row based on how good looking you are. Like they layer them that way. So if you're in the back, isn't that crazy?
That is hilarious. Wait, this is an insider telling you this, or just someone that went there?
No, he went, and he's listening to them give them seats, and you can see that you're really good looking. You're going into row 1. And then they just went back and back and back and back and back the furthest one.
And where did your friend sit, Nikki Star? In the back?
He sat in the middle. I was like, whatever.
Wouldn't you be insulted if they're like, oh, you get in the back, as far away from the camera as possible?
And on 30 Rock, I don't know if you ever watched 30 Rock, but they show that that's what they do. Like they have them standing outside waiting to get into the show to see Saturday Night Live, and that they do the same thing with Saturday Night Live, although that's the show 30 Rock, but that's what they do.
Right. Well, all the clubs up in Hollywood, they have all the big lines of people. You see it on TV portrayed, in remakes of it, like in fictional shows, but it's the truth. There's a line of people, Vegas too. There's a big line of people outside, and when the place is sold out, and the bouncers open the door, and they come out, and they scan, and they go, you and you, come on in. They pick the hot girls, and they have them come in, and then the less attractive girls don't get picked. They can't come in, but they wait and wait and wait, and after a certain people leave, a certain amount of people leave, and then they'll pick some others, hotties, famous people, right to the front of the line, and that's just because it makes the business better. It makes it look better. It upgrades the status of the atmosphere. It's sexy.
You're crazy. I have a question that was in the chat, and it's from Stacy Morris. She says she wants to ask the experts, what do guys really want besides looks?
That's one sad thing about RVD Radio is we seldomly have experts, Like I was mentioning, when I have people on the street, so to say, come up and approach me, hey RVD, hey, I do more radio shows, I miss them, I feel like those are my peers, like those are, people that seem intelligent, seem, like my age, whatever. I'm surprised that they listen to it. They must just archive it or whatever. A lot of times, based on phone calls and just the direct reaction, I think that I just have a crowd of about 15 first graders. So when we explore a lot of, thought-provoked subjects and really dig in there deep and stuff, I always think, wow, if RVD Radio was only in front of a real audience, then we could go with some deep shit. Because, Nikki, you've wanted to do some stuff, too, about healthcare, stuff like that. I'm like, come on, my listeners aren't going to understand that. You know what I mean?
Well, they know the show is not.
Understand that?
Well, they know the show is not just about wrestling, obviously. Okay. Well, rarely, actually. And so they like it. I think you got to give them some more credit.
Okay, well, we'll keep that question rolling forward, but in my opinion, what do guys really want? I think guys are simple, and girls try to make them out to be way more difficult than they are. They second-guess everything they say. They look for a hidden meaning. They give them these looks all day long, that make the guys, freak out, trying to figure out what is she thinking, why is she looking at me that way, and the girl's looking that way because she's wondering what the guy's thinking. Guys are simple, they just want to sit beside you, watch TV, and scratch their nuts.
A sandwich, let's see, what do they say, a sandwich, sex, and football.
And by the way, a sex sandwich is what I think all the guys really want. And that's two ladies, but, again, the power of the vagina.
You said all. You actually said all the guys want that.
Well, I know, but that's an overstatement. It's a generalization, Nikki Star. A lot of guys are afraid of that. Whatever.
Oh, Lord, look at you, switchboard.
Okay, holy cow. Well, we should probably go there pretty soon. By the way, Sonia is here. She had to deal with a plumber that was just showed up right before it started. Don't worry, Sabu didn't come over and fuck up all our plumbing. But we got something at the garbage disposal, and I guess it's fixed because Sonia just walked in. What's up, baby?
Not much, baby. Garbage disposal's fixed.
It is fixed?
Yep.
Say hi to Nikki Star.
Hi, Nikki Star.
Hi,
Does your man fix things, or do you have to call the guy?
on what it is. Yeah, it depends on what it is. He's pretty good, though.
Right on.
Does yours fix anything, or do you just call the guy?
We're a call the guy kind of family.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah.
I'm not too handy at all.
He's my Polish handyman.
Uh-huh. No, he's pretty good. He'll try to fix it, and then if he can't, we'll call the guy.
No, we're an immediate call the guy family.
All right, hey, so check this out. So we just got upgraded to premium package with Blog Talk Radio, but really it's the exact same as it was before. We were just getting hooked up before with your services and all the benefits, and now we're not, right?
Right.
Isn't that basically it? And then now we pay for it, and then we get the same thing that we used to get for free. But that's basically it, right?
That's correct.
Okay, cool. Well, I mean, just checking, making sure I understand it. Making sure I understand, because it says you can have up to, like, what does it say, 50 phone calls or some shit, but we always have people get hung up on, and you always say
it better be better
you always
now.
say it's caller's fault. I know.
Right.
All right. Hey, so check this out, baby. We lost all our audio clips.
No.
Yep.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
I got to go through. I'll go through, and I'll have Demos help me, and we'll get some of them. But if you have any of them that you want to email me, all we have is the intro and then the comedy clip from earlier. So, yeah, great.
All right, cool.
Well,
yeah, I was going to get rid of a bunch of them anyway because it took too long to find one, and fuck it, whatever. I don't know. All right, cool. Well, we do got a bunch of calls, and you should check on them, Nikki, see if they want to get through or if they're just listening or what.
You see, on line 2, pick that one up while I'm screening the other ones. That's Matt.
Okay. Okay, we'll do. By the way, baby, we're doing a Valentine special today. We're talking about the power of the pussy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, we're relating it. I mean, it's funny to say that, but we're actually talking about that whole drive. I mentioned it's not even just people; it's animals. I mean, they hook up. That's why people, I think, find partners is they have a partner for life. That I think the sex drive is like behind. It's like the third strongest subconscious drive. I think right behind eating and breathing. It's like what people. Boom, what they're drawn to, and all animals too. And some doggies are attracted to people. Little dogs want to fuck your leg and stuff. What's that all about?
Some people are attracted to dogs. What's that all about?
Yeah. Let's go to YouTube. That happens too, and it's gross. But so that's what we're talking about. We're talking about how all aspects of life, like when you're looking through the mail and you're looking at catalogs and shit like that, how much of that is using like sex to sell?
Do you know? Because you don't look through the mail.
No, that's why I'm asking you.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying, but I mean it's true though, right? I mean not just like the Victoria's Secret things which are telling you can look sexy if you wear this, but I mean come on, they use sex to sell a cheeseburger now with Jessica Simpson, and that's been redone and done, right?
It's a no-brainer. It's like a standard rule of advertising. Sex sells.
Right. So we want to talk about like all the aspects throughout life and how that turns up, like everywhere, like places that you might not even realize. Like a lot of people, might just I don't know. They use it to sell the tag deodorant body spray. Maybe a lot of people only use that spray because they're hoping that ladies will find that they don't smell like shit. Something like that. I don't know. Matt Denton is supposedly online too, so Matt, wait, don't save. What do I do? Okay. Matt was at the, hey, Matt Denton, you were at the show at the Wembley Arena?
Yes, I was, and dude, you stole the fucking show. I'm not surprised.
Are you serious? RVD stole the fucking show.
Everybody was fucking going crazy for you. Even before the show started, there was a huge block that I was in, and there was RVD chants, ECW chants, all directed at you. I don't know if you heard it backstage or what, but yeah, you are over huge.
Yes, I did see that, and that was an awesome show. It was an awesome tour every night that we hit in all those countries. I was very excited to be on the UK tour, and A lot of respect, a lot of love from the crowd. Dublin was off the hook. Scotland, off the hook. And what a turnout that was in London. I mean, that's a huge part of business for TNA now, I think. I think that's why we have 3 Brits in our dressing room, is because they really appreciate that love from England.
Yeah, and this was the 3rd TNA event that I've been to in the same arena, and each and every time packed to the motherfucking rafters.
Awesome. Yeah. It's too bad that we're not there like twice a year instead of once a year, and hopefully that'll eventually happen. I would like that.
Yeah, I'm already planning on getting tickets for next year's show.
So we lost our TV for a second, or our spot on TV, but we have it back, right? Is that the deal? Yeah,
it came back on Tuesday.
Okay, cool. So TNA is on Tuesdays. Is it Sky Channel, Sports Sky or some shit?
It's on Challenge TV, which is available on Sky and Freeview. So if anybody doesn't want to pay the Sky subscription, they should be able to get on Freeview. I think it's channel 46 on Freeview.
Awesome. Right on. All right, cool, dude. Well, Valentine's Day is coming up. You got a Valentine this year?
I wish.
See, that's the thing, too, man. There's a lot of pressure and a lot of stress on feeling like you're supposed to have somebody, you know? I mean, I've been married for a while, but I still remember when I was a little kid, whenever I would see my grandma, she would always say, Robbie, do you have a girlfriend? I didn't have a girlfriend. And I was always embarrassed, you know, to be like, no, not yet. And she would try to make me feel better and say, oh, nobody's serious, huh? You know, and I would just smile like, thanks, Grandma, you know. and I think there's more pressure put on females as they grow up, you know, to find Prince Charming and get married and be a good wife and have a bunch of kids and all that. I mean, that's all part of society and nature. And nature too, I guess. Yeah. So
most of the time over here,
you'll be playing video games then on.
You know me too well, dude. You know me too well.
Right on. Well, that's cool.
By the way, before you move on, I just wanted to let you know, if you didn't already know, Bubba the Love Sponge has moved to a place called Radio.io. It's another subscription service.
Jeremy Borash, who's going to be on, he might even be one of the callers already. He gave me an app called IO to go, but I don't see any Bubba or any talk radio on there. Is that a thing, IO to go?
Yeah, it's radioio.com, I believe. If not, if you can't get it because one of my friends tried using it, couldn't get through, I can hook you up. Hush, but I can hook you up.
Okay, cool. Well, listen, also chime in on our conversation here just about, you know, the drive to hook up or just to have appeal. You know, are there other ways that you can think of, just like throughout your day that you see it? And, you know, maybe sometimes it bothers somebody, maybe not. I'm not complaining. You know, some people think it's a bit too much, you know, and one thing that comes to mind, I remember when we were at WrestleMania and Kane and I were wrestling those the French kids, I think Renee and whatever. Yeah, I believe. And anyway, we got bumped off of the pay-per-view so they could have the Miller Lite girls. And to me, I remember feeling at that time, okay, that's too much. I mean, we're wrestlers. You should sell wrestling, not tits and ass here. And I was kind of upset about it because it personally affected me. You know, I understand their decision, and I've seen them be consistent with that many other times where they try and sell the tits and ass. And who am I to argue with the money machine that is Vince McMahon? I mean, he's selling his product to the world, and I guess they're buying tits and ass.
You're working for a company named Tits and Ass.
I am right now.
You totally are, dude. Actually, that might be my sign for next year. Just go, TNA, tits and ass. By the way, hi, SVD.
Hi.
So, Matt, do you see that in society? Do you see that, like, maybe girls getting special treatment because because of that, or just being used as bait to get you or other guys' attention?
Over here, it's a bit strange because there's normal girls, which you don't find a hell of a lot of over here, and the rest
there's
of them...
ladyboys.
No, I don't live in Japan.
Okay.
And then there's really, really dirty, disgusting Kesha-like sluts.
Okay.
And most of the time you can't tell which one's which, so you don't want to get caught up with the sluts because they're going to go around passing on whatever the fuck they have. And, I don't want to get into that because kids use a rubber. That's it. But that's a good point, too, since you brought up a rubber. That's always a good point of controversy because there's a certain age where kids are handed a rubber, and it's like it's a school debate, it's a church debate, like should they not? And it's same thing with girls with birth control. I mean, they also have multiple uses, like to regulate their menstrual system, their cycles and shit. But when it comes to just saying, look, you should just be on this just in case, that's because we can assume that, they're going to be sexually active at some point because, people are. Yeah.
It's like, we pay money. We pay money to look at the other sex. We go to a strip club and drop down tons of money just to look at a girl take off her clothes and dance. And it's crazy when you really think about it from the larger scheme of things. When you think about we share the planet with each other, males and females, but we're never used to it. We're always totally fascinated by it, the opposite sex or the same sex. As I said, homos adjust accordingly. Just want to say that.
It is a bit awkward when you see a hot girl on the street and you just can't look away, but you don't want to let her know that you're watching her. You know what I mean?
Oh, I totally know what you mean. You don't want to let the girl that's with you know that you're watching her either.
Yeah, true that. And you don't want to let your grandmother who's sitting right in front of you know either.
Right, but you get energy from that. You see that, and you get energy from that, and that's just something. That's the way that you're wired. Yeah, it's amazing. You think about the sex industry. When you think about what was a $400 billion industry, I think maybe it was $40 billion. A few years ago, before all the free internet porn, and people are so fascinated with that main instinctual drive to have sex.
To watch porn?
So fascinated.
Is that what the internet was designed for? Was porn?
Yeah, they're so fascinated by it that they will pay money to watch it, and I just find it hard to believe that when if you created a race, if you were God and you said, boom, okay, here's men, here's women, and then you're going to be into each other. I can't fathom that back then you would have thought that there would be such things as human slavery, where women are kidnapped and held captive for their.
It's been going on for a long time.
It's because of sex, because there's a market for it. There's guys that want to fuck those little young, slutty, broken down, kidnapped girls.
Yeah, and it's not just sex, it's money as well. Everything goes back to money, no matter if it's sex, drugs, rock and roll. It all goes back to one fundamental point. It's the money. You wouldn't expect people to be sitting in front of a camera getting 10 dicks up their ass if they weren't getting any money for it.
True. And by the way, I think a lot of people want money so that they can have sex. A lot of if you think about some young Vanilla Ice kid growing up in Miami wanting to be a rapper, you want to have money, you want to have power, which is influence, and you want to drive cars and fly. Why? So you can attract the ladies.
Yeah, it's true. It's all about money, respect, power, and sex.
Yeah, respect, Matt Denton. Okay, Nikki Star, you're saying there's a question from the couch potato? Nikki's got to be ready to fucking
Yes, there is.
What's the question? Is it, what's the
question is, no, wait. First of all, let me just set this up right quick. It's about Abyss. Is that how you say his name? Abyss?
It is.
Okay. So when this segment came on the air, I got a text message from RVD letting me know that he was okay because he knew that I would freak out, which, by the way, if you had not text messaged me, I would have died. And I even got a hold of Maddie and I got a hold of Tapass because I was freaking out. So the couch potato, I was, remember?
Yeah, I do.
The couch potato asked, he's asked this question many times, but did you really get cut up by Abyss?
Sonia just said she thinks it's really hilarious that I texted you and not her.
Oh.
It was, yeah.
You know what, SVD? Because he knows that I already still was freaking out. Even though he said he was okay, I mean, you can ask Maddie and Tapass. I was messaging him and being like, okay, he's going to be okay, right? Oh, yeah, he got it. He text messaged me he's going to be okay, so he must be okay. Oh, it's horrible.
Nikki, that's why it's hysterical. I knew he was fine. He wouldn't text message me because he knows he's fine.
Also, let me add that she doesn't watch the show, so it's not like she would see it anyway.
Well, I was actually going to say that, but yeah, there's that too.
Okay. Do you not watch it?
Yeah. So for whatever reason, I was letting you know that I wasn't going to be able to do a radio show for a while because I was going to have some time off, and this show was going to lead to it, you know. And I was like, it was all really weird from the beginning. Like the whole thing, like I had the belt and I thought I was rocking with it. I thought ratings were coming up and people were excited, and then bam! All of a sudden, you know, I'm left on the floor in a big pile of shark chum, and fucking, you know, and then there's no more title, and then now, like a lot of times, I'm if I'm not on the show or I'm just doing a run-in or whatever, the fans will always feel like, hey, I'm not back up there at the front, but for me, that's so awesome because it makes my job so much easier, and besides the fact that you know, there's a lot of slow building going on towards big plans and stuff. I am so not going to complain. I love it when I'm there and I have the day off and then I get paid for it. It's the easiest money ever. I wish it could be like that. I wish it could be like that every time. I would, you know, my job would be that much better. But I love my deal there. I love my schedule. I got a perfect balance between having time off and having time on, and what I'm getting from my time on is right on the money. That shit was really weird. I think it had to do, Abyss put me out, had to do with me and burning through a lot of my dates, my obligations on the contract, and them wanting to space out my dates. But it was weird because I thought after seeing something so brutal like that, I would have thought I would have been out for like a long time. I mean, holy shit.
Right.
It was like, you know what I mean? It was like they made me into a mummy, and then all of a sudden, like, it seemed like 3 weeks later, I'm back on. So that was weird. I don't know if it was thought all the way through or if it was changed or if that was the original plan of everything that was going on, you know. But as far as me and my health and my condition, you know, tell Couch Potato, same thing I always tell all my fans, nothing RVD can't handle.
Yep. Now I want to ask SVD why she doesn't watch. Does she not like to watch you get hurt? Even because I know it's hard to wrestle. I do. Stop laughing at me. She's totally laughing at me.
I am, yes. I am laughing at you, not with you.
I wasn't laughing. Jingles was cracking up, too. See, I don't watch wrestling. I watch RVD. All right? So I don't know anything about wrestling. I don't even know why I am producing the show, but I know nothing about wrestling, so... Yeah.
Right. Well, no, it's not that. It's just, you know, I don't make her watch it, you know, and there's always like something else on our TV, so it's not part of our life for me.
Okay.
In the room, I'll watch it.
Yeah, I pretty much get separated from it when I'm home on my time off, you know, and if I watch it, then I'm like criticizing business and work and
right, and this is your house and your off time, and who wants to bring
Gotcha.
all that home, you know? So this is home time.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for answering that.
Yeah, so let's go to George, Nikki Star, and see what's up with George.
Hey, Rob.
How are you, dude?
Man, you back on Blog Talk Radio, brother. It's really good to hear you.
Awesome. Hey, you're breaking up. Is he breaking up on you, Nikki?
Yeah. Hey, George, are you using Skype?
Yes.
Darn it.
Yeah, you're coming through in solid formation. Is in solid a real word? How about liquid? No. Gas?
No.
Unstructurally. I don't know.
Try it again.
Yeah, try and say something again, George.
Okay. How about now? Any better? Any worse?
No.
No, that was a lot better.
Yeah, it's better.
That was a lot better. Go ahead. I think we're going to be able to talk to you here. How you doing? Yeah, man. Sorry, George. We can't hear you.
George. Call back.
Yeah.
Hey, call back on a landline. He's got a great show, and he's a good fan. I hope he calls back.
Yeah,
but
he has a voice for fucking radio. I figured he has his own show, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll call back. For some reason, we just couldn't hear. Everyone always tells me I should get Skype, and I never have. But as far as for the show, I don't think I really want to see all these people, and I don't think I want them seeing me right now. So I don't really.
Not until I clean the
You don't. Well, you don't have to be on the camera with Skype. Like I'm using Skype right now.
It could just be like the audio thing. It's just like iChat, from what I understand. If someone has iChat. Like my dad has iChat, I can see him, he can see me, we can also do screen sharing. Can you do that through Skype?
You could if
you don't have to. Right. You don't have to do it though. I mean, it's an option. Like Matt's is calling him a Skype. I'm using Skype. So
no shit.
Yeah, it just wasn't working for George. All right, let me get these other callers. I'm going to get these other callers. One of them might be him.
All right, Nikki Star. All right, so we will carry on. Let's see. We got a bunch of guests today. Some of them are going to be first-timers, such as Chris Sabin from the Motor City Machine Guns. We're going to hear from him sometime on this show. And also Sonny, who should know a little bit about the power.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I think she's learned how to use that power to get herself pretty far. And then
more power to her.
Yes. All right, let's see, who do we got? Okay, there's George. George called back that quick, or is he still there? No, I think he called back. If it's just been George. Is that the same George?
Yes, it is, Rob.
How you doing, man? Thanks for calling back. That was quick.
Hey, listen, I missed your show, man. I've been looking forward to this all the last couple of months.
Man, it's good to be back. You know, like sometimes it gets to be like an appointment. You know, and I'm bad about stuff like that. You know, because then I got to cancel things around. I got to make sure I'm home. But it's cool though. It's been long enough to where I missed it. You know, so glad to open up, share thoughts, and keep the lovers loving and the haters hating.
Hey, that's it. You know, gotta do what you gotta do, right? You know, you brought up a hell of a topic, man. You know, I said that in your chat room, you know, that sex sells, but you know what it comes right down to is whether it's men or women, you gotta admit when you want something, sex is the way to at least coax them into giving what you want. You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying. It's that internal drive. It's that, you know, like I said, there's eating and breathing, and then I think, you know, there's sex. And, like, kids aren't going to understand that as much, and that's because you're wired to not really start thinking that way until you're older. Some kids are a lot younger than other kids. Naughty. But it's something, you know, that when you reach a certain age. Same thing with animals, by the way. When they're too young, you can't breed your dog until it's a year or whatever the fuck it is. Same thing.
especially.
What's that? All right, Officer X. I see he just came on, but so yeah, George. You're right. That's a good way to put it. I mean, you can sell a radio show by having a girl's sexy voice. You know, just give your call letters. It's going to get people's attention. It's everywhere. I'm not complaining, but I'm pointing it out. It's underneath the whole structure of our society and every not just in our society, but every society.
Yes. Well, I don't know if a sexy voice on my radio show would work too well, but then again, who knows? I mean, shit, it's like...
I don't know if you listen to Howard Stern or not, but he has, I can't remember the character on there, but she says, vagina pussy.
Lupe Fuentes.
Thank you. Yeah, it's every time she does it, I mean, it's a pop. It's worth a pop every time she says it. It's fucking hilarious. And just the way like that she talks. So they got sound bites that are just like that. By the way, we pay just to hear the voice and talk to the other sex on the phone. When I'm in Germany, all the channels after like 8 o'clock have those. It's free porn, and it's commercials for the sex phone lines. And so they're just looped. You see the same shit over and over again, but they're not censored over there like we are.
Not at all. They show it all, and they show the good, the bad, and the ugly. Like they'll show young hot girls, and they'll show people with grandma fetishes. It's bizarre.
Oh God.
Yeah.
And it's complete nudity, masturbating right there on the commercials, and they give the phone numbers, and you're supposed to be able to call, give them your credit card, and talk to them. And obviously it's a thriving business because there's so many of them. There's so many of those ads in the back of every magazine, you know. And think about it. What are we paying for? We're paying just to talk on the phone with
like, you know, some she-man with a chick voice.
Most likely. But for this phone,
that's
we're
what I
paying...
just typed. That's what I just typed in the chat room, that you know you're not talking to somebody who's really hot.
Hey, listen, you know...
Talking to that lady that wants to be the world's fattest chick, you know, that one.
And she's got such a sexy voice. Gross.
You know, I have the voice for radio, but... honestly, I can safely say I'm the ugliest motherfucker on the planet.
What? Sonia says you got a face for radio, too. Nice. Officer X, you have joined RVD Radio. How goes it?
What's up?
Dude, you realize it's been 4 months since we've done a fucking RVD Radio episode?
You're a busy motherfucker.
A lot has happened in 4 months. Officer X has actually been promoted to Sergeant X. I don't want to reveal any more and expose his anonymity. Did I say that right? That's good.
I'm in the twilight of a mediocre career.
You're in the twilight of what? George was really talking over you.
Of a mediocre career.
All right, well, you're a humanoid and living the humanoid life, and we respect you for it. We don't have the music to play for you tonight. We got to recover that. We've lost our audio files, so singing Bad Boys, Bad Boys will be...
Bad cops, bad cops, bad cops,
there you go.
bad cops.
Send that to me. Send all of the things that you made to me, okay, Maddie?
Yeah, all right.
Thanks.
Yeah, I still have that drive, too, that you sent me, and thank you for doing that. It's actually right here in front of me. So Officer X, you know our subject. I told you last week what we were going to do here, so you were very excited about it. And, now we got to get your contribution on it. You know, we've talked about how incredibly strong the sex drive is, how it affects all kinds of aspects, you know, and it's not always just about hooking up, but, you know, if you have a...
No, yeah.
Right? I mean, you get energy from that.
You go to Starbucks. You go to Starbucks, and there's like 4 people in line. Three normal-looking people and one beautiful broad woman. Guess who's getting waited on first?
Right.
And guess who's probably not paying? Guess who's probably not paying too?
It always seems like that to me. Like it should be easy. It seems like it should be so easy to be an attractive girl in America, just like smile and like skip through life.
Oh, it's all you got to do. I mean, Jesus Christ. If you're a hot chick, you don't have to do another fucking thing, and you're all set if you know how to work the gimmick. I'm telling you. You don't have to wait in line. You don't have to pay for anything. You can pick and choose who you marry. The town I live in is very affluent, and so I got a son, and I worked nights for years. So I would have my little guy during the day. So I would be at the park, and I got to know all the mothers and the MILFs and all the other stuff. And I'd be, it'd be 20 mothers and one creepy father wearing sunglasses, me. And
right.
And every once in a while, I mean, a lot of these women were beautiful jewelry, hair, everything was perfect. And every once in a while, the husband would show up because he had the day off, and there was always some jerk off who could have been a Revenge of the Nerds. Like in high school, these chicks wouldn't have touched these guys with a 10-foot pole. But I mean, because the guy's got a lot of dough, he gets a hot chick. It's simple.
Right. And
no matter how you dress it up, it's still the oldest profession in the world.
And they both use it, right? I mean, the guy's making the money to get the nice car to try to get the chick.
Yeah, the chick has to go to the office party twice a year with the asshole, probably suffer through sex once every 6 months, and everything's happy,
Oh my God, that's awesome.
But I'll tell you what, though, I can tell you from when we do the prostitution stuff at work, is you can take a real hot cop and put her out in the corner dressed up like a prostitute, and guys that would never even think of buying ass start pulling over. It's just insane. Normal people that would never think of grabbing a prostitute stop when they see some hot chick on the corner. They think they got a shot at for $30. It's like shooting fish in a barrel.
Have you done that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's hilarious. Because you feel for these poor fuckers, But what are you going to do, I mean, it's just how it goes. But, I mean, think about this. I mean, speaking of Howard Stern, they had an intern that I guess was unbelievable. And she'd come on and say, the guy in the bagel store must really like me. He never charges me for my bagels, And I go, honey, he wants to fuck you. It has nothing to do with him liking you, Think about it. Take the wrestling business, right? How many chicks end up with top spots and end up doing real well right off the bat because they're the best workers or because what they do?
Speaking of which, as per your request, Officer X, we have Sunny, not on the line yet, but should be within 5 minutes. She said she was going to call in at 7 o'clock. It's now 3 minutes till 7 o'clock on the West Coast, so she'll be able to tell us a little bit, I think, about how one can use that power to one's advantage, I do believe. Let me ask you this. As a police officer, can you think about, through the calls that you're put on, where people are in trouble, in despair, and you need to go help them, could you possibly, thinking about the whole picture, possibly put a percentage or give us an idea roughly of how many of those could be linked to the sex drive? I mean, the domestic abuses, where they're fighting, and it has something to do with sex, or one guy, or the marriages are fighting because there's infidelities, or the prostitution, people are paying for sex, or they're selling their box for drugs or whatever. I mean, it's got to be that drive in using business and taking action based off of that drive has to be up there. It's something you got to deal with, I would think, quite a bit in your profession.
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. I mean, you think about it, the driving force behind food, shelter, water, sex is what people need. That's what everybody's looking for. That's how all these priests end up so fucked up. You got to have what you want. Whether it's if you like guys, you got to have guys. If you like girls, you got to have girls. You have to. Human beings were designed to mate with other human beings.
Well, like I said, it's every animal. How hard is that, to breed an animal? You put it in a cage with the opposite sex, and boom, they fuck. It's that drive. And I agree with you. I think if you repress that drive, like the priests do, I do think that's unnatural. I mean, they try to preach abstinence, which isn't a bad idea. I think if you are a kid, you shouldn't be fucking. Everything we're talking about here, it's a very adult show, and kids are going to have a hard time understanding this because kids, they don't have the hormones yet. They're not, their bodies and their minds aren't ready yet until they're adults to be dealing with this, and that's something that they're just going to learn naturally. But we do have kids that listen to the show, so we got to point that out too.
I even think about when I pull the extra work in the strip clubs, and you get to know a lot of the girls, and the shit that they tell me, like these guys sit there and pay them $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 an hour to sit there and talk to them. These guys are paying women $1,000 an hour just to talk to them if they have no shot with.
No shit.
Oh
yep.
Yeah, because they're fucking look at these. Excuse me.
If I was
I don't know what that was. It's like being on those phone lines, except for you don't you're not talking to some fat dude with a high pitched voice because you can see her.
Oh yeah, but I mean, or even these wackos that tell girls they want to buy their gym shoes and their gym socks off them and all sorts of strange shit. There's some really
maybe an extra
creepy
couple $100 for the girl to stick her toes in his mouth.
Jesus Christ! I mean, oh my God, there's some odd ducks out
really
there.
weird shit. There's some really weird shit, and also, people when it comes to that sex drive, a lot of people are weird too. Like it takes different shit, to get people off, and unfortunately, for a lot of people, a lot of sickos, it's kids. It's still that drive, but then it's bad. It's in a way that's destructive. It's going to hurt somebody innocent, and some people it's animals. You know what I mean? And some people it's with the opposite sex, but they have to hurt them or punish them, or there's all kinds of like really really weird, twisted, different equations that are wired in our brain that make us a little bit different than each other, and some people really stand out.
They're getting shit on and beat up, and it's strange shit out there. I'm telling you.
It really is. It's kind of hard to link that. Try and explain that one to kids.
No, it's just, excuse me.
When I grow up, I'm going to want to get shit on.
Yeah, why does my Uncle Joe pay the streetwalker to shit on me? He takes her to White Castle and buys her 10 cheeseburgers, then gives her $20 to shit on him. There are these weirdos out there that do that stuff.
That's fucking crazy, and I know you're not lying. I'm amazed at the sex human trafficking business. Like whenever there's specials on TV and I watch those, I'm amazed to think about like these guys that kidnap these girls, have them shipped overseas with false promises, and then just like throw them in a room and have them like raped by 10, 12 people for hours and hours to totally like break them down, and then just fucking kidnap them and own them and like pimp them out. And it's like they just look at that like power, like they're sheep herders, and like the women are just sheep, and they just totally fucking thrive off the business. And there's people that fucking pay them for it to hook up with these. It's crazy.
How are you going to be the sixth guy in a train and be part of that? You know what I mean? You got to be an asshole, a fucking lunatic. Nuts. There's a lot of weird people out there, man.
Indeed there are.
People, but I mean.
Indeed there are. Okay, Sonny just texted and said, give me 10 minutes. My dog just peed on me.
There's people who are dogs peeing on them, too.
Yeah. I wonder, she didn't pay for that. No.
There's porn for that.
Yeah. All right.
Golden shower. Is that some kind of
Gross, baby.
No, but I mean, hey, Nick, are you there?
Nikki's there. Nikki's calling.
Nikki, what's the creepiest thing some guys ever wanted you to do on a date? Come on.
There's no no.
No, I'm not saying follow through on what's the creepiest thing.
She's a rocker chick, so she doesn't want to expose some crazy ass shit she's into.
All right.
She hangs out with weird pierced up holes in their heads people.
No, I'm so not going there.
No, we're not asking you what you. No, what's the craziest request you've had from people?
She's not gonna go there, she said, but I bet you can. I bet you see where you get treated different, which, by the way, is a whole other show with different treatment, unequal treatments. We're gonna talk about that. It's gonna be awesome. That's gonna be your next show. Can you do a show in 2 weeks, Nikki Star?
Yes, sir, I can.
Sonia always wanted to do a show about how I, like celebrity treatment, because I get special treatment everywhere. Like free this, free that, in front of the line. I get all that, and but I want to do unequal treatment, just to broaden it, to talk about everything, And you want to say something, baby? Oh, and when we're talking about this subject, when it comes to that sex drive, and you talk about unequal treatment, both you ladies have to. By the way, I got to call Jerri Manthee too. We're gonna do that. You have to admit that, like, you get special treatment just being a girl. Like, people want to buy you drinks and fucking, like you said, you're
the same treatment.
So just being a hot girl is kind of comparable to being on TV, maybe.
It's better. It's better. I'm telling you. You don't ever have to wait in line. You don't ever have to wait in line to get in restaurants or the movies. You don't have to pay for drinks. You don't wait in line to get in clubs. Clothes fit you. People pay attention for you. It's hilarious. Hey, Rob, you were a bouncer before, right?
Yes, sir, I was.
I was a bouncer, right? I did it for years. Whenever there was a real long line, who always got in first? The big fat dude with the tattoos or the hot chicks?
Yeah, there's no question about it. It's business too. I mean, the bouncers are going to want to pick them anyway. Just the same thing that makes you hope to get the better looking waitress or whatever. I mean, it's not always about thinking you're going to close the deal, but it's that drive that makes you think that way, I think. And in the bar business, it's straight up business. Like, you want the good looking girls in there because you want the guys in there. Same thing, with the damn wrestling crowds, which you weren't on an hour ago, but I was explaining the wrestling companies are now paying girls to sit in the crowds again.
Oh, you mean your company?
I didn't say it was my company.
You didn't.
Some company that I have super inside information on, and that you'll see some, like, girls in the front row that look out of place. Yeah, for that business, to try to hook them in. They're the bait. They're the bait, right?
Eye candy.
They're that, and also, it's in hopes of getting guys to come in and to start coming out to the shows too. When I was with WCW,
if they see that, Rob, if chicks watch TV and they see hot chicks there, they're going to go there too because they want to be with the hot chicks too. Everybody wants to be with beautiful people, it seems. Like
right.
Kardashians, if they look like fucking, I don't know, Awesome Kong, you think people would watch them do all that stupid shit they do all day?
I know a few people who do.
Yeah, I do too. Sinister Minister would.
Yeah.
Oh, what? James Mitchell?
He just comes to mind. Sinister Minister. I know that's what we call him in ECW. I know he had some other names too, but the hardcores will know who he is. Translate that in the fucking chat room, whatever.
James Mitchell.
Mitchell. Fuck yeah, man. He liked really heavy women. Heavy black women, I believe, was his deal. And there you go. That's
nothing wrong with a chubby chaser.
No, there's not. It's just different. There's some that's like blonde, some like brunettes, some like cocks.
Do you want me to call Booker?
Would you call Booker?
Yes.
You need us to be quiet. You need us to be quiet so you can dial.
No, but it will interrupt you.
I know. I like that. I like that.
It
makes it sound like we got shit going on.
Don't wait
for it's spontaneous. We don't have any sound bites, so
that's very true.
Okay.
I'm trying.
Okay, I see.
Didn't work.
No, it did. Oh, and then it left. I saw it on the
Is it the right number? Hold on, I'm going to check again. Let me see.
Okay, you do that, and we're going to try and keep talking if that's okay with you.
Yeah, go ahead.
We got to text Fonzie too and make sure that he calls in.
Once he's awesome with the stories, by the way.
Oh, so now I got the premium package, and it doesn't let me dial out. Is that the deal?
I don't know. That's going to make me mad, though.
Who is booking this crap?
You don't even know. Let me try Jerry's. Well, no, okay. Will you put in our AIM Booker's number again, because maybe you gave me the wrong number. Just type that in there.
Yes, I will. I'm doing it right now.
That's
713.
Don't say it.
Oh, okay. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, there you go.
Okay. That's it.
Oh, okay. So Sergeant X. The Divas, which we have a diva calling in. They're on the show for that reason too. I mean, you know, they're going to draw certain people. You know, I mean, it's. I like to see how the girls look up to divas. Little girls might do autograph signings. The little girls are all excited to get the autographs and pictures. But a lot of guys like the divas too. You know, and
I'm telling you, Rob. I love to book divas for conventions. I absolutely love to. It's guaranteed moneymaker. Guaranteed.
Big lines to see the divas, huh?
Big lines to see the divas, and most of it is because, and maybe I'm crazy, but I mean, a lot of these guys never have an opportunity to speak to a beautiful woman, and that 30 seconds of just hi, how you doing, and taking a picture might be the only time they talk to a real live chick other than their mother their whole lives. And they don't mind giving you 20 to do it for 5 minutes, 30 seconds, you know? I mean, I'll tell you what, Tammy, when she comes on, she's the best I've ever seen at conventions, by far. By far. Always at the line, makes her customers feel good. She does a great job. Really good job.
Very interesting point about, you know, they don't get that chance in their regular life to talk.
No, never. Never. And it's almost creepy the way that they know so much about these women. Way too much, you know?
Indeed. Nikki Starr, what's the deal with dialing out? You can't dial out. Nikki Starr. Okay, have a good night, everybody. Hey, I want to dial like a bunch of people, but I can't call people out. Okay, Sonny is here, she says, so that's helpful. I used to have a little phone icon, Nikki Starr, that I would click on, and then it would give me a chance to dial out. Oh, it says dial out. Fuck, I see. All right.
You're fucking brain dead.
I know. I'll get back to that because we have, fuck. I hit the wrong button again. Okay. Now we have Sonny. Welcome to RVD Radio.
What's going on, guys?
How are you?
I'm sorry I'm like 10 minutes late at calling, but my dog peed on me, so I had to do a little cleanup.
What kind of dog?
Well, I've got 3 pit bulls, and my little girl, she's 2 years and 3 months old, and she's a pit bull, but she's afraid of her own shadow. She's so terrified of everything, so I leaned over to pick her up, to carry her downstairs, because she refuses to walk downstairs. She's a diva. And as soon as I tried to pick her up, she peed all over me and the comforter. It's a little nervous condition she has, so had to do
At least it was her and not the 3 big pit bulls lining up and peeing on you. That would be disrespectful.
So what's going on tonight, guys?
We have Officer X, our police official, on the line with us, and he I don't know if you know who he is, but he does some signings. He's done some signings with you. She knows you, right?
Yeah. Was always with Backlund, Tammy.
Wait, who is this?
Brian.
He's a cop, and he's with. You always see him with Bob Backlund at the conventions.
Yeah. What's up, Brian?
How are you, Tim?
Yeah,
I'm good. Was that you putting me over when I was on hold saying I'm the best at conventions?
By far, head and shoulders above the rest. I tell everybody that when they say who's the best convention guest. I said honestly, when girls get released from, I've told 10 people, when girls get released from TNA WWE, they should pay you to teach them how to work at conventions. I'm telling you, the best by far.
Well, you know what? A lot of people don't realize that these fans are there. They're paying for their interaction with you. They're not really paying for that autograph and that photo op. So you got to give them what they're paying for. So I like to have my little conversations with everybody and, get to know the fans just like they know me. So they love it. Keeps them coming back for more, right?
No, you always treat them nice too, and they always get their money's worth. It's you got it. You know what I mean? Some people have it, some don't. You have it. So I've told Rob that a million times before, that you just do such a great job with them. But we were talking about, Tammy, we were talking about different stuff with, well, Rob, it's your show. You host it.
No, go ahead, dude. I love it, man.
We were talking about stuff like the different treatment women get with the sex drive, like how hot chicks never have to wait in line, never have to. If you go to Starbucks and there's 6 people there and there's a hot chick there, she gets waited on first. All sorts of, like your dry cleaner, you don't wait for your clothes. If you don't pay for shit half the time, never pay for shakes at the gym, all sorts of cool stuff.
I wouldn't go that far. It's not such a free ride.
But it seems like it is.
Did you see the movie Shallow Hal?
Yes.
Okay. Remember when Gwyneth Paltrow was done up with the fat suit, no one would pay attention to her?
Yes, no one but you.
No, yeah, okay. But they had it, and then she went to that same place with the whole thing. They treat you completely different. It's 100%. If you can't be a rock star, be a hot chick.
No shit. All right, yeah, so, relating to Valentine's Day coming up, Tammy, or Sonny, what should we call you? Does it matter?
You've known me since I was 17 years old in USWA. I don't care what you call me.
I know. All right. That's, because we call Officer X. We don't call him by that B word that you use here.
No, we don't like the B word.
Yeah, we try to kayfabe his secret identity. But yeah, so we have Valentine's Day coming up, and we're talking about. This is obviously the big holiday for lovers, and it's like people that have somebody, they celebrate it that day, or they're obligated to. If they don't have somebody, then it's a day to feel lonely and miserable and feel sorry for yourself, and that's society telling you should have somebody, man. That's what the holiday's for, motherfucker. Right? So basically, relating to that, we're talking about just the whole drive and how many aspects in life are the way that they are based on that drive of trying to find somebody or trying to hook up, or whether you're looking for your soulmate or just Mr. or Mrs. right now or whatever, and because of that, like we said, we think that there's certain advantages and privileges awarded to girls a lot of times to use as bait to get guys in for business or whatever. From your perspective, Miss Tammy, one would think that you've been able to use that power to some degree to get pretty far and to achieve quite a bit, right?
Well, yeah, of course, when you reach a certain point in our business, you do get everything handed to you on a silver platter. And it's kind of funny because when you can afford things, everything's for free. And when you really might not be able to afford things, you got to pay for everything. So it never really works. But let me tell you something about Valentine's Day. And maybe I'm the only girl on the face of the earth that might think this. Maybe I've got too much testosterone in my body. I don't know.
Are you going to talk about Valentine's Day Massacre when Al Capone had the Joe Maron's guys all machine gunned down? No, you're not. Okay, go ahead.
Listen, I think Valentine's Day is way overrated. I think it's a perfect example to waste $100 on a dozen roses when the following day they're back to $12. It's stupid. It really is.
I kind of feel like that way about all holidays. So it's like people that listen to my show a lot probably think that I'm like a bah humbug, but it is. I celebrate every day, and a lot of people don't have the wonderful life that I have, and I realize that. But I buy stuff when I want it. Sonia can buy anything when she wants it, and it's weird to me that there's certain days of the year when she has to buy me stuff that I would buy myself normally, and she buys it, with our money, and it's just, it's all, prospectively, it's all a bunch of crap.
Absolutely. I don't even care about Christmas as much. Yeah, I put up a little Christmas tree, but I'd rather be away working somewhere on Christmas than at home with my family. The only holiday I actually really care about is Halloween. I love Halloween.
Okay. She just popped when I said our money, but it is though. What I'm saying though, like we live together. Everything that we buy, everything is our money. So if you buy it for me, or if I buy it for you, or whatever, we could easily. That's why sometimes she makes it so easy for me. By the way, it's not. It's late to talk about Christmas, but let me get this in. She makes Christmas so easy. She'll go out and get herself stuff, and then say, "Look what you got me."
In addition, for every family member on the list.
Yes, you are the greatest.
Nothing for Christmas.
She's a very smart girl. See, at least she doesn't have to worry about if you're going to buy her something good or crappy, and if she's going to have to return it. So.
You are the greatest at that, baby, for sure. But that's how I feel about all holidays. Like I reached 30th. Wait, someone's beeping in. Those motherfuckers.
I got it.
But I recently had my 40th birthday, and she kept saying, "What do you want to do? What do you want to do? We're going to go somewhere. We're going to party." And I kept saying, "Why? What are you talking about? It's only my birthday. It's no big deal." Because I usually don't do anything at all for my birthday at all. But since it was the 40th, we did go out, and we met. A few guys got together. Chuck Zito's there, DDP. This happened since the last show too, I guess. Fuck, it's been 4 months since we did the last show. But anyway, yeah, we went up to the Rainbow Room, and a bunch of Cushionator, Dustin McCauley was there. Good times. And she had to keep telling me, it's a big deal, celebrate. Because I normally think, just like you were saying, it's a bunch of bullshit. It's a gimmick.
It is. It's all a gimmick.
It's a waste of money.
Yeah, But
all the shit's a waste. Christmas is for kids. Other than that, after that, forget about it. I mean, well, how many sweaters can you buy? Or shoes? If you need shoes, buy shoes.
Well, see, my boyfriend and I are smart. We don't exchange gifts on Christmas. We don't buy each other anything, and then we just go on vacation in January. That's our Christmas present to each other.
That's a way better idea.
Seriously, why I don't need any materialistic things. He doesn't need clothes. I don't need clothes. So we just throw our money into a vacation. That's our Christmas.
Right, but now we're talking Valentine's Day. So let's get back on subject real quick here. And
you're the one who brought up Christmas.
I know, but I'm just ready to come back. That's all. I'm ready to come back. I want you to come back with me. Talk about the fact that your position, in the world of wrestling, there was a time when you had the female position, you were the bomb, everybody, you had all the attention on you. You had the looks, the voice, you were the spotlight, totally, and that being a female makes that spot a little bit more niche, right? Just to compare it to you're going to have so many black people, you're going to have so many Indians, you're not going to have half the dressing room from India because that just wouldn't be right. But a lot of that goes into, you know what I'm talking about, right? So there's a spot for a girl, and then it makes it even harder to get that position because there's less seats available. But you took that and you rode with it, and a lot of that was using that drive, getting people's attention because of that, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's so much easier when there are fewer girls to compete with because, look now, these girls, there's 25, 27 of them. And does anybody really stand out? Not really, because there's just too many. At least, I was lucky when I was there. At first, for a couple of years, it was just me, and then it was just me and Terry, and then they added that third one in, and, all hell broke loose. It's a lot easier when you're one of the few, because then you can get a lot more focus. But now I actually feel bad for these girls, because there are a couple with a lot of talent, and they're not getting a chance to shine.
Aha, right on. Nikki Starr has a question or two from the chat room for you, Sonny.
Okie dokie.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Doing good.
Hi, Nikki Starr.
So, hi, RVD. There's a question from chat. Did you know what the whole topic was about tonight? I'm not sure if he explained everything, but George wants to know if you feel like you are in high demand because you are talented or because you are hot?
I would say talented because I've never said I was the best-looking girl that ever went into the WWE because I know I'm not. But there's not a lot of girls who could go out there and do what I do, whether it be on the microphone or at ringside or even just, like an autograph signing. Just ask Officer X there. He'll tell you. And, so luckily, 21 years in this business, I still get booked every single weekend because, I think I'm good at what I do. And there's a lot of girls who have been on TV more recently than I have, and they're trying to hustle for bookings, and they might work once a month. So obviously I'm doing something right. Knock on wood.
And actually, I'm pretty sure the chat would disagree with you about you not being the hottest girl in wrestling, just so you know.
Well, maybe a couple might think so, but that's sweet. But they can all be my Valentines.
Aw, okay, and I have two more. So Tapas wants to know if you've ever been seriously hit on by a fan, and would you date a fan?
Have I ever been seriously hit on by fans? Absolutely. I've been given gifts, the roses. I mean, yeah, that's happened, all the time. Would I ever date a fan? Probably not. Well, see, luckily in my life, I've had two boyfriends my entire life. One was from high school, Chris Candido, and that lasted 16 years until he passed away. And then there was a 7-month interim where I, just was alone until I met my current boyfriend, and now I've been with him for 5 years. When I met my boyfriend, he had no idea what I used to do, so it was fabulous. I've met people in the past that were, fans and like, oh, I know who you are. Well, I just can't give them the time of day then because it's just weird, because you don't know if they want to be with you because they actually like you or because of who you are and who you've been and you've been on TV and you've done this, you've done that. So I think it's kind of an unwritten rule, for us that you don't date fans. I don't know why. Maybe it's just me, but yeah, I don't think I could do it.
Yeah, I think it's a good rule. All right, and then there's one more, and this is from Nathan's dad. He wants to know he wants me to ask you how women can abuse their hotness. Like, what are the things that they do simply because they know they're beautiful?
Wait, say that again?
Like, do you know, how women abuse their hotness? That's what this whole show is about. Pussy, right.
I missed that one word.
Right. So,
you know what? I've seen girls abuse their mediocre looks, never mind just hotness.
Their mediocre, yes, right?
I mean, for some reason, when you don't have a penis, you can get about anything you want as long as you know how to flirt. So, I mean, literally, I've seen some girls that are like on a 4 on a scale of 10 that really are nothing to look at, and they get their way because they know how to flirt. And as long as you're flirting with the right person that needs that attention, then you get their putty in your hands. It's very easy. Pathetic, actually.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Is SCB still listening too? Because I want her opinion and Sunny's on this. Doesn't it seem like it's the mediocre girls that do that more?
You know what? I think you're right because I think they need that reciprocal attention from whoever they're getting. They're getting that attention from. Whereas the hot girls, you don't need that attention because you're getting it all the time.
Right.
So I see the mediocre-looking girls actually abuse their mediocre looks a lot more.
Mediocreness.
That makes any sense at all.
Yeah, it totally does to me. What do you think, RVD?
I think that there's just different scales of standards, like for instance, I think, that the better looking girls, I think that they do the same, that they flirt or do favors or whatever, but they just have higher standards, like maybe like elite boss level.
I think it just depends on the person. You know what I mean? Like, everybody flirts, but I think it just depends on who you are inside as to how far you'll take it and how you treat people.
Really, if you really think about it, where do you draw the line? Like, you're taught at a young age, to smile because, people like to see your smile. It makes them feel happy. I like to see people smile. That's one thing we notice about when we're in the UK, when we're in England, Ireland and shit, people do not smile at it. It's funny because we'll pass on the sidewalk and we still smile. We smile and nod and they look at it. It's a game because they look at us like, what a douche, fucking American. And I don't think they're not friendly, but they just don't smile.
It sucks.
And that's a European thing that they don't smile back?
Yes, it is.
It's raining all the time. It's miserable.
Yeah, go to Germany. Those people are miserable out there.
No, I'm telling you. My wife is from Ireland. I'm there all the time, and I've been once a year usually. And my mother was from Ireland, and that whole culture, they're nice in the house, but people you don't know, it's just the rain, the cold, it just sucks. I mean, it's nothing like going to L.A. where everything's cool.
Right, you're right. Yeah, but I mean,
I'm telling you, Rob, L.A. is a whole different energy than anywhere else in the whole fucking world.
Wait, are you saying the people of Los Angeles are nicer than people in Europe? I think you're crazy because they're just...
No. Tammy, what I'm saying is the energy is much nicer.
Nice. Pretentious nice.
No, the energy is so much nicer in Los Angeles. When you're, it's just warm
absolutely.
and sunny and smiley, and people say everybody's kind of good looking and has their deal. It's not like you don't have to put 15 layers of clothing on and rubber boots to walk to get a quart of milk,
Dude, I wish I had a
90% about the population is good looking. Where do they come from?
We're in LA?
Yeah.
Think about this though. A Massachusetts 10 is an LA 5. When you're comparing women.
That's
right.
True.
You know that?
All right, well, I wish...
The only place is, if you want to compare them, Vegas is the only place that trumps L.A.
You think so? Well, why? Because there's so many strippers and hookers out there, maybe.
Tim, it comes back to the part. If you're a chick from Nowhereville world and you're hot, and you need to, say you're from Indiana or from Iowa or Wyoming or some shit like that, and
you want to move to Vegas.
Because you're going to meet some guy with a ton of dough. Other than that, you're going to be fuck marrying the guy changing the tires or something, making no dough, with 6 kids and no teeth.
What about Miami, Florida?
Miami, yes. You know what?
That's good too.
Yeah.
For boys? Oh, there's a lot of boys. Yeah, there's a lot of boys that like boys on there too. But yeah, I don't know. The beaches are always. They have that sexy vibe because people are wearing like nothing. You know what I mean? Girls have tea bags, and especially if you're at a topless beach. I guess if you grow up, you're used to it. But like, for most of us, if we end up on a beach when girls are just hanging their shit out, it's very catching. It catches our attention. Like, oh my God, bonus boobies. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I wish I could have had a camera on me today. I called you earlier, Officer X. I was walking down on Venice Beach. Sun was out, like 75 degrees. Had my shirt off, getting a tan. It was fucking beautiful, and I was so happy.
You know what I was doing? And you know what I was doing?
You were shoveling snow.
No, I was working, and then I got that gig at the academy. I was taking the recruits on a 5-mile run in 15-degree weather, freezing my ass off.
Well, my point, which you helped me make, I fucking love California. That's why we smile here.
I do too, bro. The best food
right. So listen, we're taught to smile. When people like to smile, be friendly, whatever, give off that good friendly vibe. And then if you happen to be hot, then you learn, besides the smile, there's a certain way to smile that's a little flirtatious or a certain way to look. Girls learn this shit and they pick up on it, and they learn that it gets them places. And from there, they use that vibe to obtain things. Would that be true, Sonny?
I absolutely agree.
Yes, you agree, SVD?
Yes, totally.
Right,
totally
Nikki Star, you agree?
It's easy for girls to do, so why not use it, right?
Nikki Star, agree with me, and I got the whole fucking room sold out, all agreeing with me.
Yeah, I agree.
That's awesome. That never happens.
Yep.
I got.
It's rare. It's very rare.
All right, yeah, but that's cool. See, I told you to keep listening to me. I say smart shit, So, yeah, so then eventually it becomes a point where someone flirts more than the standard, and they use that a whole lot. Maybe they get a whole lot for it, but then it can be inappropriate, or else, you're in a relationship, and then it's like, okay, no flirting and whatever, then you draw back. But that's definitely using that vibe that's out there. I'm going to the phone lines right now because I have a friend of mine, Chris Sabin, the Motor City Machine Gun, fellow Michigander, first-time caller to RVD Radio. What up, Chris?
Hey, what's going on, Rob? How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm just fucking running at the gums and talking. Who do we got? We got Sonny. We got Officer X.
Oh, yeah. I've been listening the entire time.
Oh, you're listening? All right.
Yeah, I started at about 9:09, yeah. That was when I started listening.
Oh, okay. No shit. Well, good, man. Well, they contribute to our show, man. Where in life do you notice, that we're like that drive that we're wired to have, where you see that in everyday life? Because let me point this out too. There are some hot fucking mannequins. I was walking.
Asshole.
I'm not kidding, man. There was a fucking sexy ass mannequin down on Venice Beach that I stopped and looked at, and I was like, man, that's a hot mannequin.
Hey, so why didn't you run to Walmart and buy an electric blanket and warm her up?
She belonged to somebody. I just.
What store were you walking by? Like Fredericks of Hollywood or something? So the
no, it's right down on Venice Beach. They got all these fucking weird shops. Like you pass a bong shop, a T-shirt shop, a pizza shop, and all of a sudden, bam! Like music's blaring out of this place, and they got all these clothes on display in racks, like you're in a fucking mall or something. And then right next to that is some guy going, "Jingle bell, help me get drunk."
Hey, Rob.
Oh man, he's been there for 15 years easily.
Listen, how many of those mediocre-looking girls probably wish they were those mannequins right now?
You know what? They use that fucking to get your attention, to sell the clothes. Sex sells. Use it everywhere. Chris Sabin, you've been listening, man. Shed some perspective.
Yeah,
shed some perspective on us, so I can shut up for a minute and spark something up.
What's my perspective?
Yeah, I mean, you notice like throughout life that a lot of things are sold on or constructed on that drive, that instinctual sex drive that all living creatures have to hook up.
Yeah, absolutely. From a very young age, you can't help it.
Well, give us some examples.
Okay, well, let's say looking through the JCPenney catalog. You know what I mean? Like, when I was younger, I used to steal my mom's JCPenney catalog and hide underneath our bunk beds and flip through the bra and panty section just to
That's a great example.
I mean, that's when I was a little kid, you know what I mean?
Were you in the movie There's Something About Mary?
I mean, I got a good laugh out of it.
That was awesome, because I mean, who didn't do that? But Tanya said that's so sweet. What was the question on the table, Tammy?
I said, was he starring in the something about Mary movie or something with that JCPenney catalog doing his thing in the bathroom?
That's awesome. That was me when I found my dad's porno magazines. He actually had like a stack of magazines hidden somewhere that somehow I found. And when I found those, that opened up like a whole new door in my mind before, first time seeing a lot of that stuff, and I was like, holy cow.
Being the only girl out of 5 boys, we had Hustlers stacked knee-high against the side of the wall where the toilet was.
Of course you did,
Oh, my God.
The guy house. Yeah.
So it's no wonder I married a wrestler.
Oh, my God.
JCPenney catalog is an excellent example, though. Even like comic books, because you're talking about being young. Like when I'm reading through comic books, like now I'm drawn more towards an adult comic that uses like adult language, like I do, and has like good violence. Ooh, by the way, is anybody watching Spartacus? Fucking rocks, man. If you're not watching Spartacus, Netflix it, because you missed season 1 already, which was badass. And we're halfway through season 2 now. It's fucking
awesome.
Are you watching it, Nikki?
I don't miss an episode. It's the best ever.
Oh yeah, they really push the envelope with the everything, nudity, violence.
Are you kidding? Everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Perfect example of sex selling right there. Fucking. They have some very, very sexy things going on, and I look forward to it. I look forward to the next one. Indeed. So yeah, comic books, if they have if they show tits in it or something, like to me that just I'm drawn to it more because I know that's going to set the theme more of an adult theme for the whole thing. There's going to be people getting murdered and maybe show it, bullet holes in people's heads, and I don't know. To me, I'm more drawn to that than the classic superhero thing.
Yeah, but even look at restaurants. I mean, like I know there's a place in the city I work in. This guy owns like 3 or 4 coffee shops, and guys will drive 4 or 5 districts over, go to the other one because the chicks that work there are hot.
Oh, well, how about Hooters? I mean, that's like you're looking for something to eat. Do you want to eat some, a good sandwich or something that sounds good, or eat some shitty chicken wings and hope that girls in orange shorts are cute? You know, with their tits wrapped up in the shirt.
Or even look at strip clubs. I mean, if you went into any place and ordered a Coke or a beer and they said $12.75, you'd be like, get your fucking head examined. But you don't think about it there because it's a naked chick on the stage.
You charge admission and you cage the women up like zoo animals, and guys pay a cover to go and look at them like they're animals. And it's crazy because we share the planet with them. We have since the beginning of life. We have moms, we have sisters, we have grandmas, aunts, nieces, whatever, but we still are completely fascinated through our entire life by the other sex. And if they're like built just the right way to meet that chemical reaction in our brain or whatever, then boom, it takes our energy, and then we're drawn to it. And like I was saying, people will pay to talk to it on the phone, to fantasize about it while they're talking on a sex line, or they'll pay to watch it on a computer, on a streaming video, or pay to take it out, to date it, to fuck it, whatever. It's like that. It's a never-ending drive. It's a top business, and it's everywhere. So, okay, it's Valentine's. So it's a good thing to talk about. Do we have our dial-out line fixed yet, Nikki Starr, or no?
They're still working on it. I can try one more time, but let me ask you a question. Why do you think it's mostly one-sided, that the men are like that? Not very many. Well, like, I don't prefer watching men strip. I'm just saying. I don't.
I agree with you, Nikki.
So yeah, why is it?
Yeah, it's a little weird, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah, that's like guys like lesbians in pornos, but chicks don't like gay guys.
And furthermore, I mean, a lot of girls, even if they're completely straight, would rather look at a pretty girl's body than a guy's body. And I think, that's self-explanatory. Guys are hairy and got a fucking cock hanging down and they smell like sweat, and, but...
Oh, my God.
I mean, it's easy for me to understand that, but also it's the way that we're wired. I mean, we're as guys, we're more visually stimulated than girls are, and thank God, or a lot of the guys would never get laid. A lot of guys would never get laid if women were as fixated on physical appearance and visual stimulation as guys were, but a lot of them hook up with guys, and then guys talk to each other about, like, how the hell did he get her? What an overachiever, what the fuck? But it's because girls look for different things than guys. Guys, want to be with the hot girl. It's in our wiring.
Personally, I mean, to be totally honest with you, as far as, like, the girl-guy thing goes, I'd almost rather watch lesbian porn than guy-girl porn.
Sure.
It's weird, but I'm not a lesbian. I've never even kissed a girl, but I'd rather watch that.
That's me too, and I think that women are just as visually stimulated. Okay, I do. But I think that men are there's just some, I don't know what it is. I don't want to be rude, but I don't know.
All right, well, if you want to say the guys are grosser than women, I don't think any of us are going to disagree with you, but I don't know about the visually stimulated part. I find that very hard to believe.
I am. Totally. So
yeah,
I can't speak for anybody else, but yeah, I am.
Well, if you go by statistics, they say that guys think about sex some 400 times a day, and girls think about it like 7 or something ridiculous like that. And I don't know if that's true, or if that, if that reflects, anybody here or anyone listening. But it's pretty far off though, as far as that goes.
The boys are lying and the girls are lying in that hole.
Yeah, I don't think the 400 times a day is possible, and I think 7 is a little bit low. Well, for me,
very
anyway.
low. That's funny.
All right. All right.
On that note, guys, I got to get rolling. I got some things I got to take care of.
Thanks for calling in. Do you got anything you want to plug? You got a website or anything?
Yeah, sure. Check out my website. We have a new store set up. It's www.tammystitchonline.com. Easy to find.
Awesome. All right, cool. Thanks for calling in. Have a happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah, you enjoy it. Go buy those roses.
Yeah. All right, see you soon.
Bye.
All right, cool. Chris Sabin, if you don't mind, Nikki Starr's got a question from the chat room for you.
Yeah, go for it.
Hey, Chris. I guess I didn't even know this, but you have a band. Do you still have a band?
Yes.
And do you get more groupies from the band or wrestling? We have crazy chatters, but that's what they want to know.
Well, are there more, or was the question, do I get more?
Yeah, are there more groupies from wrestling or from performing with your band?
I would say since as a band we've only performed 3 times, I don't really have a fair comparison as from wrestling to music as much because I just don't have as much experience. But, I mean, from my point of view right now, I would say wrestling easy.
There you go.
And where's your band? Where can we hear your band?
We are called The High Crusade, and it features Alex Shelley as lead singer, myself on bass, Petey Williams, who used to wrestle also and still does wrestle now. He's part of the band also, and our couple of friends, Adam and Chris, and www.thehighcrusade.com. There you go.
Thehighcrusade.com, okay.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you for letting me say all that.
Hey, Chris, what year did you graduate high school?
Oh, sorry about that. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I am going to try to dial out one more time while you guys are talking, okay? Let me see if I can
You're going to what? Are you going to try and dial out? Okay.
Yep,
go ahead.
Hold on.
Do it while we're talking. We're not going to stop for you. You got to do both. You got to multitask. You got to let us talk and dial out. Okay. Chris, what year did you graduate high school, if you don't mind me showing?
2000.
2000, okay. How many famous people do you know of that came from Michigan?
I mean, a lot of talented people have come out of Michigan that, including artists from, musical artists mostly is ones that I pay attention to. I mean, just Motown by itself, like Eminem, Kid Rock.
Right, ICP.
You know.
Insane Clown Posse, if you want to.
Insane Clown Posse, yep. Man, a lot of it has been, surrounded around music, too, which is, a really cool thing.
Okay. All right, cool, yeah. Because I'm from Michigan, too, everybody, but you all know that. Okay, so who did we call? We call, I forgot.
Hello?
Okay. Did you answer?
Hello?
All right, we're talking to someone that's popped up a lot. People have been talking about him a lot lately because he popped up out of nowhere. Boom, just like that. And now he's on RVD Radio. What up, Booker T?
What's going on, dog?
How goes it?
Everything's great, man. Everything's lovely. Just at home with the family right now, taking a little time, but everything's great, man.
Okay, cool, man.
What everybody talking about, man?
Well, we're talking about it's Valentine's Day's coming up, and we're talking about that drive, that sexual drive that we all living creatures have wired in us, and how that rolls over towards society. How much everything is based on that. We're talking about how girls get special treatment, and we're talking about how we sell it. We pay for sex. We pay just to talk to a girl on a fucking sex chat line or on.
Actually, I've never done that, but go ahead.
No, well, actually, since you brought it up, one time one of my friends a long time ago had called, and there was a bunch of Army guys in the house, 4 of them on the line. And they go, Rob, listen. I got on, and I started talking to make everybody laugh, just, being obnoxious on it, But besides that, that it's a huge business because you see 5 pages of ads in every Maxim magazine or whatever, and all over the TV, especially in Germany, all over it every night, man. They pay to have this commercial time to run these ads. It must be a thriving business. And anyway, we're just talking about, how in everyday life there's a lot of things that are done every day that can be driven back towards that drive. We've covered a lot of shit, talked to a lot of people. Book. We want to hear from you, man. You just missed Sonny, by the way. Chris Sabin is on the line with us, and Nikki Starr, and Jerri Manthee just called. I'm going to open up. Going to go to her. Hold on a minute, Jerry. But Book, like you are someone that takes pride in the way that you look. Like you bring a suit on the road, and dress up, and you smell good, and you're all tidy, and you know how to match your shoes and all that. Is some of that like you were taught, as a maybe when you were younger or whatever, but or somehow you respected that? But is some of that, to look appealing to the opposite sex? I mean, it'd be kind of gay to just say I want to look good to the boys.
Well, no, I wouldn't say I do it for that reason. I do it for just self reasons, I think, before dressing up, especially in public, because I don't dress up for myself all the time. I dress up, for young men who look up to me, that inspire to be like me, to know about pulling their pants up. I mean, in my culture, the black race, we got a huge thing. Our young kids, they walk around with their pants hanging down, around their butt. You know what I mean? And I always tell them, you go and try to get a job, with your pants hanging down like that, so rest assured you're not going to get a job. So I just try to teach self-respect. So that's why I dress like that. No other reasons than that, I don't think.
Right. Well, that's a really good reason, but just a bride that like to reach more people, do you think, that a lot of guys want to have like the nice car so they can get the hot chicks? I mean, that's for a lot of people that has a lot to do with it, right? Or no? Am I wrong?
I think it does also. I mean, guys are always trying to impress girls. I mean, you see a lot of guys. I mean, I was just looking at this one football player actually who made over $50 million. He had 3 different houses. He had over 14 cars. And, he after it was all over with, he said he did it to impress, other people, really not himself, because he really can drive all those cars. But he really thought about what other people thought about him, and now he's broke, so in the end, it all came back to bite him in the ass.
No shit, yeah. So it's all about his image. Awesome.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of callers right now, and I got to go to a couple of them are my guests. Jerri Manthee, thanks for calling in the last couple minutes of the show.
Hi, how are you?
Awesome. Jerri Manthee from Survivor and a whole bunch of shit. You've been on RVD Radio before. We had a good time. The show's almost over, so let me get to the subject real quick. Valentine's Day's coming up. We're talking about the drive that, to hook up with that person. This is the day where, you either have somebody and then you're either looking forward to or you're obligated to celebrate your relationship, or if you don't have somebody, then it's a day that society tells you you're a loser, and then you have to justify it in yourself, and it's all it's all about that drive, that you're supposed to be with somebody or whatever. So we've been talking about businesses and how sex sells, everything from product to itself, like in the sex trade business, all kinds of stuff, Jerry, that you've missed out on. And DDP just called in, so I'm gonna let him in here too. But first I want to get your input. I told you in advance this is what we were going to be talking about. So we've covered like some special treatment that girls get. Everybody learns how to smile, to be nice to people, and then you learn if you've got pretty looks. You learn that if you smile at boys, you get a little special treatment, and then it goes from there. And a lot. Would I be correct in saying that a lot of life is might be based on that as far as like attractive girls and the way guys treat them? From your perspective, Jerri Manthee.
From my perspective, you mean all I've had to do all this time is smile at somebody?
Yeah, you got a free ride.
Damn. Valentine's Day is kind of a difficult day for those of us out there that are single. It definitely puts a lot of pressure on you and creates this whole stigma that there's something wrong with you if you're by yourself on Valentine's Day.
I knew that. I know that. It's because when you talk to people that don't have anybody, then of course, it's like it's the day of lovers. You're supposed to have a partner, and you always hear about relationships where guys are pricks and they break up with the girl right before Valentine's and then get back with them right afterwards. They don't have to buy them anything. Don't know if that's true or not. You always hear about that shit.
I've heard those stories too, and that's just ridiculous.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not into any forced holiday that makes people feel bad.
Here's a question for you. When you were on Survivor, do you think that you got special ratings or drew special attention to the show because people said, hey, look, there's a hot chick on Survivor?
Well, I don't think they were prepared for a woman to be so outspoken, for sure. And I think maybe that's kind of what's hurt my dating life a little bit. Damn Survivor. Right. Ruined everything. You know what? But the thing is about being on that show, honestly, is that I have nothing to hide anymore. People have seen me at my absolute worst. So.
Okay. Right on. All right, well, listen, DDP, you just fucking called in, too. The show's going to end in a few minutes. I got to let you on. DDP, say hi to Jerri Manthee and Chris Sabin, Officer X, Nikki Starr, SVD.
Hey, I do have a legitimate excuse. I was with my daughter tonight, and I just realized, oh, my God, I got to get out of here. I got to do RVD radio. I thought it was 10 to 10, and it was 10 to 11. Sorry, kid, I told you to call in earlier. But I just want to comment on Jerry. Jerry, when I was watching Survivor, and I didn't watch that much, but back then I did, I thought you were very hot. I didn't care how bitchy you got. So that's just throwing that in there,
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Also, joining us at the very last minute.
If I was single, I would. Wait, hey, dude, if I was single, I'd be asking Jerry out since she's single, but I'm not single right now. But I just want you to know, Jerry, didn't hear you said it all.
And you would be? Okay, you got it.
I thought maybe I just got myself a date. Damn it, back to square one.
You got an alternate universe date.
But you know I'd be there if I could, RVD. You know that.
I know, DDP. And thanks for calling in. Let me also open up the line for Jeremy Borash, who called in at the last minute, so we can say hi to him before we say goodbye to everybody. What up, Jeremy Borash?
Hey, guys. DDP, hello. Jerry, good to be on with you. I just have one thing to add real quick, a little note for guys out there in relationships for Valentine's Day. A good move, a great move, is to buy a Christmas gift, tickets for the theater, something big on Valentine's Day. So you get two gifts for one. It's a little bargain. I've done it for years. Buy it, give it to them on Christmas Day, but they're tickets for Valentine's Day. That's smart thinking, guys.
Oh, God.
Doesn't that kind of say that you're committing to something?
I'm just saying you're saving some money. That's all I'm looking at, guy. I'm thrifty.
I like that. Well, I'll tell you, candies and flour works all the time. Candies and flowers.
Wow.
That's awesome.
And for single people, Valentine's Day is the best time to pick up girls, too.
Oh, yeah, I guess it would be because they want to have a Valentine. Yeah.
Yeah, they're lonely. Yeah, it's perfect.
In fact, we have the lovely Jerri Manthee available tonight. No.
I only called in so I could get a date for Valentine's Day.
How awesome would that be if you hook up and met on RVD radio? That'd be awesome. That'd be pretty cool. All right. So, yeah, anyway, on the line with us, packed with talent, besides Officer X, we have Chris Sabin still online, Jerri Manthee, DDP, Jeremy Borash, and Booker T. And the show is over.
What up, dog?
Booker T's on the line, too.
What's going on, guys? DDP, what's happening, man? I'll see you soon, man. I'll be down in L.A. Kicking it next week, so we're going to hang out, bro.
I'm here, man. I'm here. I'll be home on Monday, so I'm here all week.
Cool. Okay, cool. All right, yeah. All right, well, thanks for letting us call you, Book. We'll talk to you soon. You got anything you want to plug?
Hey, man, like I say, I'll be just plugging, Tough Enough series coming up. Booker T's going to be a coach on there, so make sure everybody check it out. It's going to be off the chain.
Yay.
Check it out.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
Awesome show. All right, thanks, Book. We're running down. Jeremy Borash, you got anything you want to plug?
Nothing to plug other than Impact Thursday nights.
Yeah, all right, well, thanks for calling, man. I'll see you in a few days.
All right, pal.
Awesome. All right. And DDP, same thing, man. You got anything you want to plug? We got to close the show already and say goodbye to you.
Baby, I'm cool. I'm plugging nothing tonight.
All right, man. Well, thanks for calling in, and thanks for calling in, Jerri Manthee. Sorry we don't have any more time to talk to you, but next time we'll get you earlier. Do you got a website or anything? Yeah, you got a website. What's that at?
JerriManthee.com. Yeah,
that's so easy.
What's going on? Or
all right,
Facebook.
cool. All right, Jerry, we'll have a happy Valentine's Day, and we'll talk at you soon. Chris Sabin, same question, man. You plugged your website for your band. Do you want to hit that again or something?
Yeah, sure. How about www.thehighcrusade.com, and also make sure you check out Impact every Thursday. There we go.
Sweet. All right, cool, man. Well, good show. We made it through with even with that topic. We made it through the whole show, but it's gonna kick us off in about 20 seconds. So thanks to everybody. I'll see you soon, and it's time to say bye, baby.
Bye, baby.
You're listening to RVD Radio.